welcome back. We are now in a brand new year, and we are once again watching another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't think that the year's going to start off great, especially not for Yuji. We've seen what happens over in Shibuya. Mahito being absorbed, might be one word. Not much seems to be in the way of Geto. His plans are pretty much almost succeeded. I'm sure what they are. The prison fully maintaining and holding Gojo still. But at least he has a new brother. Todo's not the only one with familial access now. I do like the fact we have someone that pretty much almost straight up killed him. Choso now becoming such a tight-knit family. But what does that actually mean in the long term of things? Where did Yuji come from? How does it all connect? Is there some questions that need to be raised about his parents? But I do think this might be either one of, if not the last episode, actually. Unless I've gotten that wrong in my head. Which means this might be quite the viewing experience. I don't know if I'm ready. Hopefully you are, though. So, strap in, get a drink. Let's watch some more. With most of the cursed spirits and everything taken care of, there really isn't many standing in the way between the sorcerers and getting Gosho back. However, the ones that are standing there are probably the worst. Plus, it is quite interesting to see all of the different bits and pieces during this opening where we're seeing everything that had happened and what it all meant. Each and every bit of it now more... Hang on a second. Each and every bit of it more intense than the last. Was the drawing of the sword always in it? Or is it just because I was paying more attention now since I was talking about it? Because I have a thought in mind. It's a chilly night. And I wonder if she's going to try appeasing to Geto without realizing what's inside. Yeah, don't ask him. Not you. I was talking to Geto. I wonder if he'll be able to stretch through and interrupt. Yeah, true. I remember about that, dude. Yeah, I wonder if there would be a moment where Geto will be able to take control of his body for a moment again. And will other countries sit by and allow that to happen? You can definitely imagine a couple of countries that would force production of cursed energy if it meant power or strength. The fact that they're able to have this full conversation, mainly because of the ice, and the fact that everyone can't really act or do anything. Of his own potential. No matter how many bodies or plans he creates or tries to use. Huh? He absorbed it. You didn't let her know? Well, fuck. Ever effect idle transfiguration sigil. What is the plan here? Once again, this is thanks to Yuji. So, thanks to their fight, he brought out exactly what he needed. Two types of non-sorcerers that he marked. And what happens to the... Oh. Because she was... Yeah. So now we know why she was ill, hospitalized and everything. Hmm. Huh, okay. So those that weren't capable of becoming sorcerers due to how they worked have now been altered. Is Megami going to be all too happy about this? Well, at least she's awake. Ah, we're getting a battle royale. And there's no stopping it now. The fact that there's 1,000 of them, we're not sure where they are. What if people get in their way of trying to kill each other? Hmm. He's getting bored. I mean, if you think you can, go for it. Did she end the technique? But apparent poison. Ah, brother. And the suit. Well, that's good. Well, the tides have slightly turned there. Now that we can just ignore the ice for the most part, considering they're out of it. Having a nap. Uh, don't don't worry about me. I can't fight anymore. Hmm. His plan has been in action for far longer than they could ever have imagined. Oh, some of those look cool. A new world where cursed spirits reign. Energy unleashed. That's a neat shot. Not sure where the light is coming from, but he's still just gonna sit there. So, I can't. I don't want to be dealing with this. Don't know why I had to have that frame rate. Uh, taunting them, taunting them with the prison. Hey, oh hey, hmm. And oh, okay. Well, I guess we're done. There's two ways you can handle a scene like that, and just cutting it short, cutting it completely. There mosquitoes around, and fake news. Well, considering that normal people would have no idea what is going on because they wouldn't be able to see half this stuff, especially the outside. There is going to be a lot of paperwork that needs filling out, especially after all of this. It's going to have be some impressive spin to get out of this without causing panic. And we go from the literal hellhole that was Shibuya and the fights going on to just seeing normal people around trying to make heads or tails of what was going on. Hmm. It's having it just be a flash through a bunch of different locations completely devoid of life, and then compared to something like this. And some people not particularly phased or upset about it. If you had this underground world of spirits and sorcerers that just happens without our knowledge, not how I expected this episode to go in like the second half. Oh, only in Tokyo. kind of understandable, especially for what we were told before, but if they start bringing out the idea of cursed spirits and the like, sure, most of them will be centered towards Tokyo if that's what they're. Uh oh. Reporting in the area. Hmm. I like their faces. Yeah, cursed spirits will now appear all over, even if it is predominantly focused around this area. Wow. A survivor in the midst of the rubble. A fair use of 3D, I guess. Did she pay for that? And Apocalypse is no excuse for stealing. Although, it depends on how long the refrigeration has been out. Is it really safe to eat? Unless it's shelf stable. Is this another cursed spirit moment? Yes, heed that advice. She's winning me over. But at what point would... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, at what point were cursed spirits just white balls of light kind of thing? But no, that was just trying not to give us details. And teacher? Why would the teacher be there? Ah, yeah, I can't say the amount of times I've had a conversation like this, and also this it's slowly floating up. I like that. Ah, we've reached the top. That's as far as she goes. Oh no. Damn kids being too trusting. Immediately into the clutches of spirits. That's like an anglerfish. That's cool. And the fact that she can see the thing as well. There's the sword. Took your time to get here, right? We haven't seen this boy in a while. Hey, Yuta. She's yeah, why is she here all alone? And yeah, shield her vision from that. But Urika? So she's She's back. If I remember from the movie, didn't she pass on after he removed the curse from her? Turned her. Hmm. I do like seeing the finality of what was going on there, of the city and their kind of approaching. What is he on trial now, or is he just being interviewed like Osho was back then? Hmm. Ah, so he got out. I did wonder about Inamaki. Hmm, that's going to be a difficult conversation. Fair. Even if it's getaway not particularly, he didn't survive. It's just an accomplice because he got sealed. So they're covering their tracks, sharing blame, pushing it widespread. Because, that's the best way to appease people everywhere. Of course, haven't done a thorough examination of what's going on, but to be fair, with Sukuna being a big cause of things that happen, yeah, sure, you can see what's like, okay, this has gone too far now. Look at how many lives were lost. But I'm up for a Yuji v Yuta debacle. They're not very steady with that flashlight, are they? That by not using it for light, just swinging around. Itadori? The day breaks on the new city. Yes. Good to see that he's a little healed at least. Was that him carrying out his duty, like what he was telling Mahito? So he's just going to keep killing cursed spirits as long as he can. So he's calling them out, trying to rid the city as much as possible. Or is there something else going on with that clap? Also, much like I mentioned with the opening of the first season with the beach, if only things could go back to something so simple. Being able to just walk around with friends, enjoy a crepe or two. I mean, if you're going to end a season like that, where you've just have everything you need, have some questions open, and then be like, yeah, this situation is fucked. Sure, just cut us off completely cold turkey, end it right there, and then move on to the fallout of it all. Moving on, cool. Now we're seeing the city, the inhabitants of who's still alive outside of the immediate area, the country as a whole, the idea of cursed energy, cursed spirits. In fact, we're going live with it to the masses. With Yuta returning, maybe it was a little late. You could have helped out during Shibuya a lot more. Maybe it wouldn't have been quite so bad if he was there a little earlier. Rika could have been quite handy. Maybe for that reason, particular brain in the jar, Geto didn't really want to have anything to do with him if he knew what had transpired before. I don't know what to feel with this episode. The fact that it felt so cold. Like, cool, this is Shibuya. We're not finalising anything. We're not leaving you on a cliffhanger as such. We're just, this is the reality of it. Areas devoid of life. Cursed spirits now going to run rampant. The wider country as a whole is trying to see how they can flip it and use it for their own benefit. And those involved are screwed. The fact that the headmaster is taking the flack of it, two of his students now at the centre of all of this. He also sheltered Itadori, who released Sugano and also had a major hand in some devastation. But I don't know what to do from here. That was an interesting ride. The fact that we have said, I'd say goodbye to so many characters, some beloved more than others, but I just don't know. Everyone having their moment in all of this. Some using it better than others. And all of it really just so he can push Mahito and... did you say he wanted Jogo? A little harder, awaken them for what they can really do to absorb the greater amount of power from them, considering they can't evolve anymore once they've been absorbed. That was his entire plan here, just to push them beyond their limits so that he could power up a little and carry on more of the plans. The fact it was Shibuya and everything else that transpired, well, bonus, How else are you going to get Sukuna / Yuji really amped up to take action? But most of this season was a run for one's life. Going forward, I don't see how that's going to change. It's going to be worse. Now we get like guerrilla warfare trying to stay out of clutches of those that are hunting them for executions and the like, especially for Yuji. When the first season was just, here's this world of spirits and sorcerers. It's a little dangerous, but, there's school, there's friends, there's some fun that we're having along the way. Not anymore. No fun allowed, apparently. We have suffering with a side helping of pain. Yet some of the animation throughout all of this, pretty damn good. Can't really complain for a lot of it. There were some decisions, I think something I complained about and moaned about earlier was stated to be some sort of a way to reduce epilepsy or potential. If that's the case, then sure, okay. Maybe just animate it differently so you're not causing the flashes or anything else that might trigger it. But I guess for now, I'm going to be left wallowing in my thoughts. If we have pretty much all of the main antagonists being removed from play, along with a lot of our named characters and friends that are no longer among the living, Gojo sealed away, will either, going forward, have a much more consolidated cast, focusing on their own small struggles, or we might get a influx of new faces and characters. I would like to see more of Yuta, but if he's the executioner, I'm not sure that side of it's going to be all too fun. He looks a little worn down. But over 1,000 years, so many contracts and plans being placed and underway, Mr. Brain is taking his time. Doesn't need to really hurry. Really forging a way ahead for himself, no matter who gets in the way or who has to be used. It's not going to stop anytime soon. But I'm guessing there's going to be small bits and pieces which have been in the works for so long that are going to come to fruition or come to the limelight for us to understand a bit better, see how it all connects. I wonder Yuji's a good vessel for Sukuna if it was planned that way. Considering, brother to Choso and whatnot. And how they were all made. Still, got some big names. Some people with decent descents, as long as Megami gets over his head injuries and... Well, it depends on how efficient Yuta is at handing out his new duties. Still. Jujutsu Kaisen was one thing. I'm going to take a while to think about everything. Maybe if I rewatch the first season, there'll be bits and pieces that really make more sense now. Still, if you enjoyed it, let me know. If you want to see more, leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing, because then whatever comes out in the future, you'll get notified. Something's going to take its place. No idea what. No idea what I'm doing. If this isn't the last one, then I thought about it a little early. Unique for the circumstances of my channel. But definitely, get yourselves a bit of rest. Because I more need to see you in the next one. My patrons are the ones that aren't worried about the damage they'll cause, because no matter the sacrifices, they want to create a brand new world, one that is safe from the YouTube copyright system. And thanks to that, no matter the era, I will likely still be here. So if you want me to continue watching more anime, consider joining onto my Patreon as well. And alongside Noku, Sal, Croyville, Ruben Filamawa, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Lightwizard 91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else, may actually be in for a chance of creating something somewhat decent.